Hey, so I want to record another video about fat, about living a life of a truck driver and not gaining weight and losing weight. You have to know that if your body is healthy, if you drink enough water and you have enough vitamins and nutrients, you will not be hungry. You will not be constantly hungry. You will not be constantly craving food, eating food. That is a problem. When you have enough nutrients, so the reason why you are hungry, there's supposedly a chemical is released, some kind of hormone, whatever, which tells your body to start eating. Then when you eat, there's no way to tell that you're full. There's no way. You can't push on your stomach and realize you're full. There has to be another chemical released to tell you that you're full. You can't feel that you're full physically. A chemical is released into your blood. It goes into your brain. Then you feel like you're full down here. But really, it's not the pressure. It's the brain feeling the chemical, the hormone released that you're full. Now it tells you to stop. So there's a problem. You're hungry when you shouldn't be hungry. There's that delay process. Your stomach, your intestine is full of food, but the chemical is being released to tell you that you're hungry. Listen, imagine you just ate the biggest meal in the world and you're stuffed, you're full. You can't eat at that moment. Not because there's not room in your stomach, but because the chemical is telling your brain you're full. It's not because there's no room. It's because you feel full from your brain, not from your stomach. You feel hungry, not because there's no food. You feel hungry because there's a chemical released in your stomach. So when you know what is making you feel hungry, and you say to yourself, wait a second, I just ate like an hour ago and all I did was sit. Why am I hungry again? So look at this problem as not you. Don't say to yourself, I'm so stupid, I'm so this, I'm this lazy, I'm fat. No, it's a chemical inside your stomach. So if you were ready to eat, if you were hungry, but the chemical was released that you're full, I don't care how much room was in your stomach. I don't care how much, how empty your stomach is. If the chemical is released that you're full, you will not eat. You will feel stuffed. So, being fat, eating too much you have to treat it like an addiction. It's not, well, maybe it is an addiction. You have to treat it constantly, chip after chip after chip after chip. You have to treat it as an addiction. You keep eating chips, supposedly to stay awake. You keep eating chips because you're bored, you're driving. But you have to, if you treat it like an addiction, you can deal with it. If you don't, you just keep blaming yourself that you make poor choices when it comes to food. And most truckers, they've come to the point where they've given up hope. They don't even try. But so you got to watch my other video about drinking water and pooping, all that stuff. That's going to save your life. Number two, if you treat it like an addiction. So when you crave chips, when you crave whatever it is you crave it not because for the nutrients. Think about it. You have never, in the last 10 years, you have never sat down to a meal because you needed nutrients. We are so overfed, overeaten. There's no way you're going to sit down to a meal because you crave nutrients. I'll prove it to you. If you just needed the nutrients, you would eat things without seasoning, without salt, without ranch, without sugar, and you'd eat it for the nutrients. It would taste normal, it wouldn't taste delicious, but you eat it for the nutrients. The fact that you're not eating it for the nutrients, you'll never eat food that doesn't have enough salt. doesn't taste good. You don't want it. You're really craving the salt and the sugar. You're craving, if you're eating your favorite potato chips, if those potato chips were not seasoned, you wouldn't eat them. So you got to realize what you're dealing with. You're dealing with chemicals that have been put in the food to make you crave them, to remind you. Remember what that tastes like? Remember, it's an addiction. Here's the tip. Here's what I physically did this. You can laugh at me. Look, I'm alive. I'm healthy. I got energy. I'm a living proof that this works. I would eat a huge meal. I would crave chips to such a degree that I would literally get off the freeway, pull in to somewhere, wait 30 minutes by the time you get off and you get on, blah, 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 just to buy a bag of chips. Now, my stomach was full of food. Why am I buying chips? Because I'm craving an addiction. This is what you do. Next time you're eating chips, even if you're eating it for the purposes to stay awake, you eat the chips, you chew it. Really, you never eat food for the feeling in your stomach. You always crave food for the feeling in your mouth. This is how you wean yourself off of food. I'm dead serious. I'm alive serious. You take the chip, you put it in your mouth. After you swallow it, it gives you no flavor, it gives you no pleasure. Think about that. Anything. After you swallow whatever it is you're eating, it gives you no pleasure, it gives you no satisfaction. It's just after you swallow, you're like, oh, great, another 40 calories I have to burn. This is what you do with everything. With that burger, with food, whatever, except salads and fruits. So you eat whatever you want. Remember, the other video, drink a lot of water. You eat whatever you want, and you take the chip, you put it in your mouth, because the mouth is the only place you can taste the food. The mouth is the only place you feel pleasure from the food. And trust me, you eat only for pleasure. You have enough stored energy in your body to live for like 6 months. But the reason why you eat is the cravings. You only receive pleasure in your mouth. You put the taste, chip, another chip. The chip hasn't made it down to you through your esophagus. You're already taking another one because your mouth is craving it. Your stomach doesn't crave food. Your mouth, your taste buds. So this is what you do. You take chips, burgers, fries, whatever it is. You put it in your mouth. You chew it. You swoosh it around your mouth. All you want is the flavor. Right when you're about to swallow it, you spit it out. You have a big cup of bag, whatever. You spit out the food. You don't swallow it. You're still getting the flavor. You're still getting the taste, but you spit it out. It's a bigger waste of money to swallow it and then have doctor bills than to just spit it out. It's wasted. Who cares? What's going to happen is your taste buds are going to be satisfied. The food will never enter your stomach. The fat from that food, especially potato chips, will not be absorbed. Yes, some things will be absorbed in your mouth, but you will satisfy that addiction, but the food will not actually enter your body. You'll spit it out. What's going to happen is your mouth will get the flavor. You will trick yourself. You will eat it and you spit it out. But you won't get fat from that food. This is how you wean yourself off of craving food. Unless you're eating chips, you can grab a pickle, swallow the pickle. Eat it and swallow the pickle. You grab some carrots, whatever, you mix it in. So you're swallowing the good food, the nutritious food, but you spit out the junk food. Ice cream, spit it out. Try it. What have you got to lose? Yeah, laugh at me, but listen, this will save your life. You're only craving the flavor in your mouth. So this will help you day after day. This will break off the craving. Why? Because the food is not entering your stomach. It's not entering your bloodstream. You will soon lose the craving for that food. So you break off the craving foods, the ice creams, the the candy, even candy, a Snickers bar. Spit it out. You trust me, you don't need the nutrition. You don't need it. Roman soldiers, Napoleon's army, they would march for days, for months. They would go through the territory that the enemy has stripped of all food. They're walking for months, through winter, through whatever. They get to the destination. They surround the city. That took months too. They had enough energy to walk this distance. How much food can you bring, really? Some sieges took years, even Bible times. And the enemy takes away all the food, so you don't have nothing to feed on when you're in their land. The Russians were good at this. They would destroy everything. They would kill and plunge their own people so that the German army coming in wouldn't have any food. They would get to besiege the city, surround it, whatever, batter the doors. It could take a year. I don't know what they were eating. But they had enough energy in their body. They had enough stored fat to attack an at-home army and win. Where were they getting and you're telling me you can survive for an hour without food? Listen, your body has never in its life learned how to switch from receiving nutrients from your stomach to receiving nutrients from the stored fat. You can do this. It's easy. Try it.